Jordan Belfort, aka the Wolf of Wall Street, has been known to be a huge critic of Bitcoin, but he has changed his mind. He was on an interview with Andrew Shultz and he had some very interesting things to say about Bitcoin. But one thing stood out. He provided an extremely important history lesson that will change the way you view Bitcoin and other scarce assets. Welcome aboard the Bitcoin Express. My name is Chase. Let's get to it. In the early days, Jordan Belfort, the Wolf of Wall Street, stated that he was a fan of Bitcoin, of the technology, but he did think it was a scam, a bubble that was going to pop. And actually, he was right in those early days. In 2017, Bitcoin went up to almost $20,000. And then, of course, it crashed all the way down to the $3,500 range. And we were in a bear market for 2 years. So he actually was right. And I always did respect his opinion. Did I agree with him? No, but did I respect his opinion? Yes. Why? Because as he says himself, he is an expert when it comes to stock and market manipulation. So he does have some credibility in that department, as funny as that sounds. But of course, here we are now in 2021, and the price of Bitcoin is at $38,000. And at this point, you'd be a fool to think that Bitcoin was a big bubble scam that was going to go away and evaporate to zero. But Jordan Belfort is no fool. He understands that Bitcoin is here to stay. Yes, he was right in the early days. It did go up, it did crash. But at this point, it is very difficult to look at something like Bitcoin and think that this is just a huge, complete joke. Of course, this is why we're finally seeing institutions pouring billions of dollars into Bitcoin. Now, this is the part that truly stood out from the interview. He was stating that what most people miss is that a lot of things we see in this world that are scarce, they are artificially scarce, meaning that some centralized party is creating this supply and demand. It's not natural. But with Bitcoin, it is true scarcity. You see, there's a certain amount of Bitcoin, and there are people that want Bitcoin. As long as there are more people that want Bitcoin than what is available, then the price will go up. Now, this is not about what Bitcoin is needed for. Does it have a use case? Who uses it? How do you use it? That's for a different conversation. The bottom line here is that more people want Bitcoin than what is available. Now, the example he used to show the difference at first was just GameStop, right? People are saying GameStop and Bitcoin are part of the same movement, but he was saying he is the expert stock manipulator. There is no such thing as scarcity in stocks. These companies can issue as many stocks as they want, and also they use marketing efforts to drive demand. And then he touched upon very briefly diamonds, claiming that the De Beer brothers created artificial supply and demand. And I want to tell you more about this. This is very, very interesting. You see, there were these two brothers, the De Beer brothers, and they successfully advertised diamonds to manipulate consumer demand. These brothers came across a large amount of diamonds and they wanted to make money. So first, they withheld these diamonds to create artificial scarcity. Even during this time, they were involved in a number of controversies, including price fixing and trust behavior, and was accused of not releasing industrial diamonds for the US war effort during World War II. Now, it didn't stop there. They removed it from circulation, but now they needed to create the demand. And the best way to do this was to create a marketing campaign that diamonds should be used for engagement rings. You see, many years ago, we did not do this. We did simple rings, not worth tens of thousands of dollars. But they said the most effective marketing strategy has been their marketing of diamonds as a symbol of love and commitment. This is really where you hit someone's emotions. You really love this woman, now go ahead and spend $10,000, $20,000 to show your love, right? Buy this rock, this diamond. But again, it doesn't stop there. Now imagine you sell these diamonds and the people you sell them to eventually, now they resell them. Then the price of these assets just keeps going down. So they needed to go even one step further and make sure that this market was illiquid, meaning that when you sell these diamonds, people don't resell them. They hold them for eternity. And that's where we came up with the slogan, a diamond is forever. And we all know this. A diamond is forever is a very modern invention. By doing this, you are saying to people, pay $10,000 for this expensive rock to show your love for this woman, but the diamond is forever. Do not get rid of it. And that's what we see now. People get their rings, they hold it until the day they die, and then it's passed down to their children and to their children and to their children and so on. Of course, we always will have exceptions of people that do sell their diamonds. Maybe they need money, maybe they're going through a divorce or for some other reason, but for the most part, the diamond market is illiquid. People buy diamonds, they pay a high price, and they don't resell them. So here we are back at Bitcoin. And this is not the case. It is true scarcity. When you look at other things in the market now, always ask, is it actually scarce or is it artificially scarce? And the thing that he says really is what kept him thinking that Bitcoin is going to fail. Maybe he's just saving face here, after the fact, was not that he didn't think the technology was good or he didn't think Bitcoin was valuable. He said that the government is going to shut it down. And actually, again, another valid point from Jordan Belfort. Today, of course, we know you can't physically shut down Bitcoin. It is decentralized, it is worldwide. But in the very early days, it was possible. All you had to do was shut down the miners running Bitcoin. This is a tweet from Hal Finney from January 10th, 2009, running Bitcoin. These were the days where the US government could have just shut down Bitcoin. The days where guys like Laszlo, the $200 million pizza man, well, now this is worth more than 200 million. These were the days that you can shut down Bitcoin. But of course, it has grown, right? So we're here 12 years later. This thing keeps coming back. It dies in the news every other day, and then it comes back to life. Dies, comes back to life. Now it's worldwide. You can't shut it down. And that's what the US lawmakers are starting to realize. They can't ban Bitcoin. What they could do is regulate it. And if you're worried about countries and what they're going to do in terms of banning Bitcoin or regulating Bitcoin, I did make this video the other day, so go ahead and watch that right now. It definitely will break down the whole topic for you. Like this video, subscribe to the channel. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you next time.